Hey, Dan Lucinski, Dark Angel Cutlery. Here in the shop today, and I've been doing a lot of grinding. I've got about 3 or 4 hours in and I'm exhausted, but I wanted to show you the knives that I've been working on today. Now, I recently finished up a jade chef's bowie that had jade G10 handles and copper bolsters. It looked really, really gorgeous. It was about a 12-inch long knife overall, and it's kind of a utilitarian cooking knife. It's got that heavier feel to it, so it's not quite a chef's knife, but it's not quite a Bowie's knife. So I've made a second one, and here is the second of the chef's Bowie by Dark Angel Cutlery. Like I said, this has not been quenched or tempered yet. This has not been stamped with the Dark Angel Cutlery touch mark. This will be a convex grind, and you can see my bevels come back pretty far, but they'll get convexed over when we're doing our finishing sanding. So this has only been sanded down to a 40 grit. I used a 40 grit ceramic belt to get a lot of my forge scale off. And if you want to see some of my previous videos of the forging of this Bowie, you can check me out on Facebook or on some of my Instagram videos. You'll see some of the progress of this going along. But like I said, this is going to get stamped and this is going to get quenched. This is the 80 CRV2 steel. It's fantastic steel for a utility blade. Great barbecue cooking knife. Great camp knife that still has the ability to be a good culinary knife, but also a really well-made utility knife. And like I said, this is 80 CRV2. We started with 1/4 inch. It pretty much holds that 1/4 inch down the width until it gets to the taper and the tip, and it keens right out to a very, very elegant style utilitarian cooking knife or utility knife. So, full tang. Like I said, it's going to get brass bolsters, and this is going to get olive burl handles, and it'll look gorgeous. So a little different than the other that had the jade and copper. We're going to go with brass and natural burlwood. Now this is the knife I'm a little more excited to show you guys, and I want to take it one step further than just show you the knife. I want to etch the knife today, because I was trying to get in the camera angles to show this is 22 layer Japanese Warkinomi steel. Now this is the white paper core, which means it's a finer grain Hitachi core, but it's a very powerful weapon as it stands. The German hunting saber, which this is crafted after, was originally made by, I believe, Carl Linder. There might have been somebody that created it before then, but my earliest encounter with a German hunting saber was a Carl Linder. I've seen a few others over the years. I know the Nazis carried them in World War II. They were the inspiration for the Nazi Mannlicher bayonets that went on their Mausers. Fantastic, fantastic blade, and a very powerful weapon. Now, in the hunting field, this was used to get that final kill. So if you shot a boar with your rifle, and the boar, you didn't want to come up to the boar and make sure it was dead, and you want to just give it a good poke in the heart, they made these big, long hunting sabers, so you could get right to it and leave some distance between you and that boar, because those can be vicious animals. But a vicious, vicious weapon, the German hunting saber inspiration. The 22 layer Warkinomi steel is fantastic steel. It allowed me to make this blade a little more keen and keep it thin, so it's a piercing weapon. But it also has a little more width to it, so we can use it as a slashing weapon as well. This is going to get a brass S-guard, and it's going to get a full stag crown handle, and it's going to be an absolutely beautiful blade. But let's see what those layers look like, because I've been just dying to know. I see it in the light, and I did a little something else to this blade when I forged it. What I did was I cut diagonal cross cuts with an angle grinder and exposed those layers. Now, what that allowed me to do was forge the blade back out after I exposed those layers with the angle grinder, and it made little waves in the lines, and it looks really, really beautiful. So it takes it one step further than just a Gomai or a Sanmai blade. It's actually got almost a Damascus look to it with the layers. So let's see what we got. Maybe I can bring this camera in a little closer so you guys can see just how beautiful this is during the reveal. Let's see. So here's my etch tank here. See if we can get this thing low enough. Alright. That's my Wilton. Alright, I think, yeah, here we are. Okay, let me get some of these hammers out of the way. And I apologize, my bench isn't the cleanest these days. I've got so much going on here that just very busy guy. So here we go. 22-layer Japanese white paper steel. Just gorgeous, gorgeous hunting saber or hunting bowie. Very keen, fast. Here we go. So this hasn't been quenched yet. Or tempered. This is going to get an edge quench in a bacon grease, which is a method I read about through Wayne Goddard's $50 Knife Shop. If you're not familiar with Wayne Goddard's $50 Knife Shop, you should check it out. It's a great book, and it's got a lot of great, useful knife-making tips in there. Let's see what we got. Gorgeous, gorgeous layers. So, very beautiful steel, and I think what I did with those cross cuts really paid off because you can see that core is exposed with a nice wavy line. It almost looks like a hamon. And we'll grind the layers back a little bit more toward the end, see if we can expose more of that core. Like I said, this is going to get tempered and, oh wow, just beautiful. It's still got to get quenched. So we're going to do an edge quench and then a temper on it. But we'll be able to expose more of that core when we do so. And I just love the way those cross-cut grinds with the angle grinder exposed that core in almost a Damascus look. But just a beautiful steel. So after we quench and we temper, we'll go do our finished grinds. And that'll expose the blade more. As you can see, it's a pretty blunt blade where it stands right now. There is no edge on it whatsoever. But you can see these layers are just beautiful. It's going to be a great blade. Looking forward to seeing it. This blade has not been spoken for yet. So if anybody's interested in a German hunting saber, it's got about a 20-inch blade, between 19 and 20 inches, and it's going to be a wicked cutter. So anyway, that's what I got for today. I'm going to get this ferrochloride off the hunting saber, so we don't etch any further than we want to. But like I said, this is going to get edge quenched and then tempered. I've got some, I actually bought some 1 inch by 1.5 inch by 20-inch pieces of aluminum, and what we're going to do with that is clamp it down to prevent any warping after we edge quench with the goop, the Wayne Goddard's goop, and that should keep it nice and straight when it cools, and it'll give us a nice hard edge and even some hard cladding on there too, because the cladding steel is different than the core. The white paper, Hitachi white paper core is treated a little bit differently than the cladded 22 layers. And like I said, I've worked with the steel quite a bit, and I've found that it can be difficult to avoid it warping with this steel, especially if you do a full oil quench in like your Parks 50 or, you know, Maxim oil, whatever you use for your quenching. So I've found that you know, doing an edge quench or using some other type of medium to quench with and doing a partial quench can be very very helpful, because if not, a lot of times you get a warp. Even if you clamp, you can end up with a warp, and you got to go back and straighten that warp out, and it can be a big pain in the ass. So I'm going to avoid that by doing an edge quench this time and some goop. I've been saving up a lot of bacon grease, so hopefully this will kill some pigs, and it's gonna be quenched and in bacon grease. So the blood of thy enemy. So gonna be a beautiful hunting saber. Very excited about this. So I'm trying to keep this video under 10 minutes, and I'm just about there. Dan Lucinski, Dark Angel Cutlery. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. Take care of each other. Be good. Peace.